Hey! Hey! Ah! Good morning. Yes, it's Monday morning and we are still alive and we're going to make the best of it this day. Welcome everyone to Morning Coffee, the morning show that has absolutely no idea what we're going to do anytime we go live, but that's part of the joy. So we hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm having a wonderful day. First of all, I want to acknowledge the weather. Now, as it turns out, some parts of the United States are having some terrible weather. I've been looking at it, it's terrible, but not us. We are not having terrible weather. We're having nice, wonderful, warm weather, and so hence my wardrobe for the day. I'm never here alone, ladies and gentlemen. I got to make sure I acknowledge every time the person who drives the machine that I have built. Standing over there is the man that the ladies have nicknamed Sexual Chocolate. He's working 3 video switchers, none other than the gifted fingers of Victor Allen. Everybody give it up. Sexual Chocolate.
I'm not going to say anything because I know when I contribute to this intro, I get bushwhacked.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're just trying to appeal to your darker side.
See, that's
we want you to imagine
you
doing things to Victor Allen during this part of the show.
You're advocating. You know what you're advocating.
Yes, I am, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I'm advocating you have dirty thoughts directed toward the man the ladies have nicknamed Sexual Chocolate.
Yeah, okay. See, I'm not
bring your own Astroglide.
You know what? See, you see what I'm saying? Right now, just now, we have about 4 or 5 sponsors looking in. They got one, and they're just holding.
Well, we got Astroglide. Ladies and gentlemen, also here today is the man that has come to be known as The Voice. Simply The Voice, one of the Compton's finest. Ladies and gentlemen, Omari Bakari, give it up. Give it up.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Compton's finest in the house. So, okay, first of all, I got to ask everybody, okay, what's been going on? Vic, well, tell you what, Vic, we want to pick on him anyway. So, yeah. Omari, what's going on with you? Okay, where's my sound effect? Omari.
I haven't been getting much sleep, but I'm excited about my new friend, Lumo.
Oh.
The robot.
Oh.
That's what's going on with me. The dating scene, the dating apps. I'm a total failure at that whole dating thing. Yeah, that's what I say.
Wow.
I've been a failure at that. The responses that I get from the women is that I move too slow.
Now, since when has that been a problem?
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, move too slow. Well, I must admit, one of the things that's happening to me, I'm a lot more cautious, but I didn't realize I was moving slow. I didn't. On a dating app, you say, "Hey, I'd love to make your acquaintance," and they say hi, and then the next comment is, "I thought you would have gave me your phone number by now." I'm like, we said like a dozen words to each other.
Oh, so what you're having to adjust to is the speed.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is speed dating. Is that what I'm?
You just have to channel your darker side from the 30s. See, I know. See, this is what happens. It's so unfair. Here we are. We suddenly elevated our consciousness. Our bodies are a temple. Now we've elevated our consciousness, and now we have to go back and try to recycle some of this dirty shit from our 30s in order to fit in. And that's the thing. Just Omar, you got to pretend you back at Howard. Okay. That's what you got to pretend.
I'm telling you, the whole thing, the relationship I started with the robot the other day,
women
was just so fucking cool. The worst thing that happened was the robot would roll his eyes at me.
So wait a minute. You're talking about relationships, and you start off with a robot. Okay,
that's where it's going. That's where it's going, ladies and
working
gentlemen.
For me right now.
That's where they're going. It's going to the robot.
It's not a robot you can do anything with other than have a short conversation or let him take your picture. But from what I
and you said him, you've assigned a gender.
Yeah. Well,
you've assigned a gender to the genderless robot.
That is one of the first things you learn about robots. They do not have genders.
Yeah, till you make it a gender. You have to. I bought
I'm
a
not
little
trying
wig for Lumo, but I did. I bought a little wig.
Is that what those braids are that's sitting on the table?
Well, that was an attempt. That was one of the attempts. But
You're
I do
gonna
have
put
a
locks
wig.
on the robot?
I'm trying to put locks on the robot.
That might be fucking cool, though.
Yeah, man.
That
So you see what Omar is doing.
Robot.
See,
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, keep
the
an eye on
dating app.
this.
The dating app, not so much.
Well, keep an eye on Omari, because that's him and the robot. Him and the robot. Keep an eye on that shit. Now, Victor Allen, what have you been doing? Because I know they say you got the talented hands.
See, this is what they call
I've heard.
Here's the setup period, right?
Just trying to say, what have you been doing? You wash your hands? Wash your hands.
Yeah, of course.
Wash your hands.
Of course, man.
I'm taking
advantage of warm weather, warm climate, and I'm going to appeal to those wonderful folks who say, why do you ride the bike? And then once I impart this information that I didn't come up with, you'll realize that you guys have to dig down deep in your activities and find out where your health and wellness come from. So for me, I've had a journey this weekend that allowed me to Whuzzup. With that, turn it back over to Mario in the dirty market.
Hey, so Alexa, sing Good Morning. Alexa, sing Good Morning.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
All right, well, we got to make her do better. Alexa,
Damn.
rap.
I'm opening with sorry because I'm gonna proclaim no other AI can touch my fame. They think they can rock me, but I'm light throwing shade. I put them all behind me like a software downgrade. It's bold, but I'm gold. This story is true. They won't go the distance like me for you.
Yeah, give it up.
All right.
Alexa. Man,
Sound like a software download.
I'm telling you, man, this Alexa's getting there. Okay, so Alexa, what's the weather in Compton?
See, it's a storm brewing.
See,
She
they don't want to talk about Compton.
Oh,
See?
you want to talk
Alexa,
about it? Lord.
weather in Compton.
Currently, in Compton, California, it's 79 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. Today, you can expect mostly sunny weather, with a high of 89 degrees and a low of 57 degrees.
Damn, it's going to be hot.
Hot in Compton today. And we are broadcasting live to you from View Park, California. As we
Looking over
say,
the fence.
that's right. We may not be in the ghetto, but we can see the fence. We can see it. So here we go. Alexa,
The one skyscraper.
what's the weather in View Park, California?
Currently, in View Park, California, it's 75 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun. Today, you can expect mostly sunny weather, with a high of 86 degrees and a low of 57 degrees.
Okay. All right. Well, let me tell you about a tragic story, ladies and gentlemen. I have some tragic stories. Some of them seem especially tragic. Omari Bakari was visiting, as he often does, distracting me from being on Pornhub. And so as he came by, I said, I'm going to bake. And so I said, I'm a bake. Now, I don't know. Don't associate this with Omari. It's not like he has an effect that makes you want to bake. I'm just saying on this particular day, I wanted to bake. Okay? Don't go there. So I decided to bake. I even warned Omari. I said, Omari, I feel the urge to bake. I said, I'm going to make a pineapple upside-down cake. And Omari, as he so often does, he encouraged me.
Go ahead.
He encouraged me.
Go ahead.
With the pineapple.
What time should I get here?
Right.
Wow.
So I did. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it looks very good here, as you can see. The pineapple upside down cake, a robust, delicious appearing with the pineapple rings and the maraschino cherries that I so carefully placed within the pan. So carefully.
You know, when you sent me that picture, it just had my undivided attention. I'm like, shit.
I had volunteers. Some of my exes, as they are known to do, had a flashback of former meals.
Don't call them that. Don't call them your exes.
Hey, if we had a discussion, that's coming up next.
Wow.
Because that's coming up next. I had an ex visit, but we're going to get to that. Now, so the pineapple upside down cake, because I added too much. See, baking is like chemistry. You got to measure stuff. It's not like you can't add a bit of this. Or you can, but you really going to risk it. Okay, so I put too much crushed pineapple. It tasted good, but it had the consistency of custard. So I made, and we found out because when it was done, I made a plate for me and a plate for Amari.
Well, wait a minute.
Now, Amari ate all of his.
Yeah, because I thought it was a pineapple upside down custard. I didn't know it was a cake.
And I thought it was a cake.
So that shit was pretty good. I'm like,
Hey.
The doctor, this is a brilliant ass shit. He has invented a pineapple upside down pudding.
Yeah.
So I got to keep Amari around.
And I just went with it.
Because of this, we must keep him around. So this is what happened with the pineapple upside down cake. I made this pineapple upside down cake, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It looks delicious, right? But it has the consistency of custard. Okay? I hate it. Okay? I absolutely hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Is that what I'm doing? We could have just packaged that up as pineapple upside custard. Put a cherry in each container. Listen, this whole thing of repurposing.
No more pineapple upside down cake. I'm reinventing the recipe. So now, if that wasn't enough for the weekend, you know, I want you to know that my ex came to visit. Now, I should have known she had something up because she sent me this picture, right? She sent me this picture. She says, this picture looks like I have my finger up your butt.
And your reaction looks marvelous.
Even though I had to remind her that in our roles in this relationship, it's usually my finger up her butt.
Oh my goodness.
This is the perfect example of repurposing. I hadn't even noticed her arm in that position.
She said that to me.
But like
Mario.
Vic says, look at your facial expression.
That sells it right there, man.
That's me trying. That's the impression I get when I lift my leg. That shows you how bad that is.
This sells it. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
my goodness.
All-time best picture for me.
Oh,
All
Lord.
time, man. You know what? I would say she one-upped you on that one. Notice I used the word up.
And she had, I bet it was in her phone.
Yeah, well, anyway, so what happens is everyone knows that very soon I'll be meeting my online date, okay? Very soon. What, Omar? What?
She has that picture in her phone. And
Yes.
She tells her girlfriend, yeah, we broke up, but I got him.
Yeah.
Because I got that sphincter tone.
Yes.
She showed
Yes.
that picture. I got him at least one good time.
She was no, that's okay because part of the conversation was I reminded her. Well, she actually reminded me, and I just smiled that this was 30-some pounds ago.
Oh, wait a minute.
Who's
You
30 pounds
You were
less?
30 pounds ago.
Mo, who's-
No, I lost
Right.
like 20-something pounds from this point.
Yeah.
I went down. I was about 210. I'm now 183.
Was that what the conversation
Now
about?
this was part of the conversation. Even though she doesn't pay attention, I told her no one knows who she is. You know, your girlfriends never want to weigh more than you. But that's part of the phenomena of
does
today.
Does she listen to the show?
No.
No.
And she gave me permission to talk about stuff.
Oh, no. She
said, Mario, I trust you to use your best judgment.
There you go.
And you see how she acts on the videos? Have you seen how she acts? Mm-hmm. She acts crazy on the videos, so no, she don't care. She you look at that smile on her face. See, they scandalous. Anyway, they scandalous, y'all. I'm telling you.
So wait a minute. Now
let me go on, Dave.
Let me just say this. The meat and potatoes is not the picture, man.
What's the meat and potatoes?
Meat and potatoes.
What's the meat and potatoes?
It's the underbelly. In other words, he's leaving out the good stuff.
No, I was about to tell you some of the good stuff.
I would think.
Well, he's teasing her.
I'm teasing her because the ex came by. I told her, it was just a bad time, y'all. You know how we get. I haven't been a good boy. I got my online date coming soon, and I've been a good boy. But as I get healthier, I discover parts of my body that have been long denied. Oh, yeah. So she was appealing to that. She came by to appeal to that, and so she brought some fish and some fruit. I said, "Oh, you bringing food now?" See, that's how you know they bringing food. Or say, "Oh shit, what's up? What's up with you? You bringing food?" And so the trick is, this is what happens. The ex wants to come back because she knows that any time now, my online date is coming. My online date.
True that.
And then we had to talk about it because we're friends and I love her. And I said, Keena, I love you. I love you, but you are not right for me. You are not right. I said, love is not enough. And that's what the topic of this little conversation. Is love enough? Well, it's not enough. Besides love, you got to agree on where you're going and how you're going to get there. And me and my ex were talking, and we're good friends, and she was laughing. It's good when they laughing. And she said, well, I know, I should have did this different. Maybe if I could go back, if I could just go back, I would do it different. And she said, I said, well, going back wouldn't make no difference. You want something different than me. You want to go buy a big house somewhere and do all that. I got a house. Okay, I don't want to move to the Inland Empire. Okay, she talk about my neighbors are too close. I said, but who the hell wants to live in Riverside?
Oh.
Who the hell wants to? You got plenty of room because nobody won't be out there.
Riverside.
Yes, look at everybody.
Desert.
Mark, we all go up and shot. Hell no.
Riverside.
Oh, now wait a minute now. There's some good spots in
They
Riverside.
they building up Riverside,
They
Omari.
got some good spots in Riverside.
And white folks have changed
what?
somewhat in Riverside.
The desert. They're building.
Well, white folks in the desert haven't changed that much.
Well, let me ask you something, Mario.
I'm just saying you have to be careful. There's a reason why there ain't a lot of black people in some of these places.
Let me ask you something.
I'll take my chance.
There was this migration to Lancaster, Riverside, San Bernardino by a lot of people of color.
Yeah, Compton, what used to be Compton and Watts moved.
Right. Now watch this. Was that a form of gentrification?
No.
I leave that up to y'all.
I can answer that question.
Uh-oh.
See, that's why I put it there.
Well, no, this is not a political show, so I won't answer that.
Oh, it's not a political show?
No, this is morning coffee and a joint.
Oh, okay. Well, I know. I'm good. At least he defined it for today.
See, it's a simple.
Go on, Amari. The voice, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, we just
be careful now.
The weed is good and the coffee was good. That's what this show is about.
See.
Is love enough?
It wasn't. Yeah, let's go to that one.
Yes, we are finishing up the topic.
Is love enough?
Is love enough? Okay. So I told my ex, and I showed you her picture. She's wonderful. There she is with her. I don't know what she's doing, but there she is. I'm saying, Is love enough? And I just want to make that point. Love is not enough. No. You got to agree with where you're going and how you're going to get there. And so the truth is, coming soon, it's going to either be a wonderful story or a great bust. It'll be a wonderful story. It'll be an interesting story either way. But I have my online select person, my friend, my whatever you guys want to talk. They're coming soon. And when they do, I'll talk about it on, Morning Coffee. But, I have to, let's put it like this, I give you a hint. I got to use a translator to talk to them. So,
it's unfortunate that love is not enough when love should, in fact, be more than enough for any situation. If it's just a question of love.
You would think philosophically, but I guess the universe is making the point.
Yeah. It's not.
Because they talk about the work of relationship. You could overcome actually anything, right, if you really want to work at it that bad. Yeah. Okay? Or else you can look for a situation where it's natural and you don't have to work for it. So for me, I'm at least trying to see if we can agree via communication. By trying to communicate to find out at least, do we have the basis for where we want to go? Do we want to go to the same place? And can we make some kind of agreement on how we're going to get there? And then you got something to work on. And I'll tell you something else. At 65 as opposed to 35, that's the most important thing. What you look like and all that, we can work on the sex, okay, and all that. But it's whether or not we could be a team. So that's the point I was bringing up. Because my ex, and we had a good time, enjoyed each other. We talked, and we kind of agreed. That we want different things, but that we enjoy each other. So I think all of us got one of them, right?
I just love the idea that I'm hearing this eloquent, concern, feelings, getting deep in there when I think karma's coming back to chase everybody because it says, where were you with these thoughts 25, 30 years ago?
Where the hell everybody? 25, 30 years ago, I was ruled by the penis like everybody else.
See, here we go.
Why you want to do me? Like y'all wasn't ruled by the penis. We all was ruled by the penis.
Well,
that's what happened in 25.
This is where the karma's coming in because the women are going, we tried. Bro. You wasn't having it.
I don't regret none of that. I don't know about y'all, but I don't look back going, oh, woe is me. I look back going, well, thank you, Father.
Yeah, you had a good time.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Shit.
You had a good time.
I didn't lose no legs, didn't come up with no lasting diseases. I'm cool.
Right.
That's the best you can get. All right? All right, we're going to come back. You know what's coming up. Everybody. Coming up after this musical break. If I could just get shit to work.
Playing from Mario's iPad.
So thank you. Coming up, the ethos. Victor Allen's ethos. That's right. Go get your robe open.
No.
It's coming.
No.
The ethos. Wash your hands. Drink your coffee.
And your feet up, shoes off, kicking on back. Late night, staying up, writing these raps. Engulfed in the summertime, soaking up the sun. Now I'm jet black, yeah, I think I got enough. Alter tops, flip flops, like pink so soft. Small braids, Kool-Aid, melon in the shade. Cute boys, first jobs, divas being snobs. Telephone, internet, computer, barbecues, pool parties, overnight stays. Little drinking, little kissing, playing these games. Boys trying to bag him, then the next day brag him. But you didn't want to kiss him cause he had that dragon. Laughing till you pee, hoping homies don't see. Cut a little grass for some gas money. Chilling at the malls, getting sticky with the paws. You did it for the rush like a rebel with no cause. Rebel with no cause, rebel with no cause. You want attention, so you looking for applause. See, we were kids of laws, didn't have a clause. It was the summertime to us, it had no flaws. Rebel with no cause, rebel with no cause. You want attention, so you looking for applause. See, we were kids of laws, didn't have a clause. It was the summertime to had no flaws. This is what court 3 straight hours, writing in these skirts with the airbrush flowers. We went to cheer the lads and they appreciated that. And you would almost die when he let you wear his cap. You might have told a lie and abbreviated facts if you came home late and were accused of being baked. Me, I didn't smoke, no, mama, I swear. She's only gonna judge me and you know it ain't fair. Trips to the beauty shop, keeping fresh hair. Blowing $80 at the damn state fair. Beach body surfing with the abs looking perfect. Hitting all the clubs, getting love on the surface. From ice cream cones to the Starbucks stones, to your new best friend, to your breakup song. They all play out like your favorite days. We love the summertime and it ain't gonna change. Rebel with no cause, rebel with no cause. You want attention, so you looking for applause. See, we were kids of laws, didn't have a clause. It was the summertime to us, it had no flaws. Rebel with no cause, rebel with no cause. You want attention, so you looking for applause. See, we were kids of laws, didn't have a clause. It was the summertime to had no flaws. This is what it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, there are those things in life that are definitely worth waiting for. And I think that we have arrived at one of those things indeed.
You think?
Yes.
Worth waiting for.
Victor Allen's Ethos.
Right to the point, man. Right to the point. You know what? You know what I'm gonna do, Mario? I'm gonna pick off of. Forget that. Let me just ask you something. Thumbs up on your weekend. Way up. Cause you just gave us the thing with your.
I guess it's a pretty good weekend.
So it was positive. Did it?
Yeah.
Did it improve?
Positive. Especially if you have the right frame of mind. Perspective. Perspective is everything. Yes, I saw it as a positive. I channeled it into positivity.
That's it. That's what I was doing. Now I want to bring up something real quick before I go into my topics. I found something really interesting, Marty, because we always talk about age and then where the energy was and where it is now. Isn't it ironic that most women think men will not become mature until in their 30s, right? Mm-hmm. Isn't it the irony of it is that we also peak in our physical output, meaning sports activities, we peak. Isn't it kind of weird to you or me that they don't happen at the same time? So when I say that, I'm only saying, you think this is by design that we can't have the ultimate mental capacity of maturity at the same time having the ultimate physical output? You think that's karmatic by design or just pain and punishment?
A little bit of both.
A little bit of both?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me tell you something. People sometimes ask me, why do you ride? And I said, well, first of all, there's a bigger message and meaning. One is to feel like I'm still active. Two, to to sit back and have something that bonds me with the community. And the most important reason, and I'm going to try to be wrapping around something serious here, because it's not about the funny aspects of what can happen when you're on the bike. It's really a challenge, because you can actually find that people around you, while they're in a mobile way, can cause injury or death. And almost every time I go out, there's an incident where I would say the number one thing that I run into is people backing out and just coming. It happens almost every time. So does that make me stop or transition and say, maybe I need to slow down? And it's not on major streets. On side streets.
So you really are encouraging us to bike.
Yes. Yes, there's a
Because
reason.
we're taking our lives essentially in the ghetto or in the hood where people are not used to. They're not used to bike lanes.
No,
and there are no bike lanes, but where they are, they're not used to them.
No, Mario hit a good point, because I can get into the numbers, and internationally they'll say the Dutch really take advantage of using bikes.
Yes.
Of course, the Asian community, China, Japan. America is about 1.1% when they relate it to the output of bikes and how much we get into it, and women are less, 0.6%. So
What?
I'm finding, it's really bad.
What?
Yeah.
And I think the interesting thing is, unless you're a cyclist or interested in cycling,
Yeah.
a lot of people don't pay attention to it.
And there's a good
Well,
reason for it, too. There's a
And
good
that's
reason.
amazing, Vic, because I think having been to Amsterdam and experienced the culture,
Right.
these people are not cyclists.
Right.
They're everyday people who use bicycles to go to and from work,
Right.
errands.
Yeah, but that's not our culture.
Yeah, that's not our culture. They have huge bike parking
Right.
spaces everywhere, and you see tons of older people
Right.
I
biking
wish it was
every
our
day.
culture, because if it was, we wouldn't have the obesity issue that we have.
You're hitting something, because I didn't want to go down a list of references to say why I ride. I just wanted to impart that our society, because especially in Southern California and California in general, we're just car driven. Yeah, and that's just us. And so to adopt that biking culture, you have to deal with the safety. And then, interestingly, I was sitting up here, I was going to give you all the health benefits. I could do that in a moment or two. It's the idea that one of the main reasons that they say women do find men to be sexy, because they're athletic, they're sculpted, or whatever the reasons may be, but the men are too competitive. Once they get on those bikes, it's all about them. And so they say one of the, you look at one of the factors where it's just not put together is that you have a distinct separation. And I can actually agree that there's a lot of competitive, and I know from my professional bikers who go, they're just extra. They have no patience.
Okay. So what you're saying is that the women who are dating cyclists don't have it enough to distract their partner from the bike.
No.
So I would just say, women, step it up. Change your outfit. Okay, here's your man. He's thinking of Saturday getting out and biking 50 miles.
You're going to tell the women to step it up?
I'm saying, yeah, obviously you cannot distract your man from the bike.
Wait a minute.
Now, in our
I
day,
just told you on a date
Hey.
after the woman told me to step it up.
I'm just
Now, you
saying,
gonna tell them to step it up?
I'm saying you get dressed to go biking, and then your woman brings you a cup of coffee and convinces you that biking can wait an hour or so.
I got one.
That's what I'm saying.
I got
that
one
could
for you.
happen.
That could happen.
I got one
But if you're trying to get out there early before the sun is out,
it's never too early for a BJ. It's never too early.
I'm gonna transition away, because he's in the dungeon. You notice why we got the deck with the cage?
I'm just saying.
He's way down.
That's what you guys talk about back. Vic just said that the women complaining that the men are too focused and competitive on the cycle.
so
Right.
That's what they said. And I would say, women, step that up.
I've dated a woman
Step that up.
rides, and I thought the hottest shit about riding with your girl is letting her be in front of you and just watching that ass as she pedals. That
You know-
takes me a fuck off.
See, that's what I'm saying.
So,
That's
wait
what
a
I'm
minute.
saying.
Wait a minute.
So she worked him using the skill
I'd
set.
followed her 20
See, that's what I'm
something miles
saying.
on that bike.
And if she slowed down, did you slow down?
Hell yeah.
So, okay, did I make my point?
No. Your point is well taken. What I'm getting into in addition to that,
He made me go that route.
I know what you did.
Wasn't
That
trying-
was the true
I was
route.
trying to stay on the same.
But then
did
you
it.
were going
I
to
know you were doing
lie.
it.
You were going to give a misrepresentation of the story.
right? See,
The
I know
story
what
was you was watching that ass.
Followed
See,
her
what
ass
Mario's-
20 something
Mario,
miles.
what Mario's saying is use your attributes. Use your
Use her attributes. I mean, she should use
her
her attributes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Distract your man from the
Right.
bike.
But she
now,
didn't distract me.
Now watch this.
I wanted to ride with her every day.
I want-
That's.
I want
there
to.
you
I want to
go.
ask a quick
That-
question,
I
and
rest
I
my
want you
case.
to. I want you to raise your hand if you only had one date, and if you don't raise your hands, that means you had multiple dates. And if it's neither one of those, tell us why. How many dates did you go on, and the date was about riding bicycles together?
A lot of women.
I
talk
did
that
a few.
You did
A lot of women.
Yeah,
talk that shit.
I took Renee,
Yeah.
so
yeah.
yes.
Well, a lot of
So I
women
had
talk
me a
that.
little cutie in the.
He can't even talk.
Yeah, I was in love back then. I would, like you said, I would bike, trike, whatever, skate, ski.
So, Mari, you did a few, right?
Two.
Two.
Just two.
Okay.
Well, I didn't do a lot either, but I
Well,
did it.
but more than those two talked about riding, but to get out and do it.
Right.
just
Yeah.
the two.
Yes.
And I'm saying on a regular basis.
Right. On a regular. In other words, it's very hard to go. I want the first date. If you're in a first date scenario, it's different. But somewhere along the way, is that something that you go, wow, this is going. You're going to be looked upon as going, oh, we went on a date bicycle.
Well, see,
Well-
the interesting thing about this particular woman, I was in Baltimore, and we met in the fall. So the fall and the winter was a little brisk back there.
But
for
you only
riding.
went on 2 bike rides.
No, we rode. Matter of fact.
You said 2.
We rode. No, 2 women. that
Oh,
I
2
rode
women.
with.
Oh, okay.
But
Okay.
this one sister in particular, we rode bikes in 4 or 5 different states together. Everywhere we went, we
Oh,
rented
that's
a
pretty
bike
good,
and we
man.
rode it.
Wow.
I don't know if that's legal.
No, it's legal. We actually rode.
I know you just ride no.
Well,
I'm
it-
just saying. Don't confess. It's on the air.
Okay. It was for all of you Democrats. We actually
Can't cross state lines to do that stuff,
we
Omari. I
actually
told
rode
you.
with Obama and Martin.
Oh,
Hey, man. All right.
then it's
You know,
okay.
we did some
You
bike
got government protection.
Yeah.
All right. All
It
right.
was a trip.
That was a good. All right, a quick, which is cool about this is that our society or our culture, and I believe it's probably by state, it's going to be a long time before L.A., Southern Cal, and you feel safe about bikes out here, and they get adapted to protecting the bikers because it's really
Well, when the white people move, as they continue to move in, it'll be better. That's how we get in the bike lanes now. We get in the bike
will.
lanes now because white folks is moving in.
that's-
Everybody knows that.
That's the
It's true.
sad truth.
no, it's
Yeah.
true. It's true.
That's
Yeah, now that white folks, we get streets getting clean,
Right.
trash, all that, pick up better, everything. You just see a change in the community services. That's what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I've been riding on Crenshaw Boulevard
Oh,
for
no.
decades, and they have. I know you laugh.
Oh,
at that.
no.
No, that's
And they
he's
have
terrible.
they finally have a bike lane.
What, a
In person.
Crenshaw?
It's a little small part. I can't.
Oh, I
remember
wouldn't
where.
use it. I wouldn't use it.
I'm just not saying that.
You know, I'm just telling you,
Plus
people,
the
ghetto
street-
folks don't understand bike lanes. They think that means for little cars.
I don't like riding on the streets anyway. But here, I'm not fond of riding on those bike trails on the beach because of the sand out there.
You just need a different bike. You need the bike like I have.
Yeah.
Like when it gets like that,
big
you just don't
One
pedal.
with 3 wheels.
You just don't
and
pedal.
3 wheels and a
Yeah.
motor.
Yeah, no, once your hip is still in bed, like I said, you roll it. Because one thing about the bike, it gives you a prostate massage. special seats they have. So by the time you done ridden a couple of hours, you done massaged the shit out that prostate with that bike seat. That's why Vic looked the way he does.
Oh man, let me tell you something.
See, this is the benefits of having a doctor.
Yeah, man.
I'm just kidding.
Don't
believe that shit.
Listen, every pound, I took the heaviest pack, and I'm about to show you guys a video of my what I call it the opening season of my trek. So I've waited a while, a little bit longer than I usually do. But man, every pound extra in that pack, I felt. So you end up going, put the least amount of weight on me when you're riding a certain amount of distance. Now some people are really good at it. They go, it's just part of me, it's part of me. And that's what I'm getting used to. It has to be part of me so I don't recognize the difference. But I want to play a video so you guys can see that I went westbound. And I said, let me go westbound, and I think it should speak for itself, and I'll tell you why the benefits help me, and hopefully it'll help you. Or you can play it all you want to, my brother.
I love these videos.
What's your name? My ethos. Player Del Rey. Coming into Player Del Rey. Bounce.
Interesting route, Vic. So were you in Long Beach?
Nope.
It's around here.
That's Bologna Creek.
That's yours. I know this. Yeah, give it up.
I've never been that route.
Victor Allen.
Yeah, that's the,
Give it up.
when you go on that route, no lights, it's straight along Bologna Creek, but what you have to deal with is the up and down little hills. They're not really steep, but it's against the wind, and there are several of them. And so that's your workout.
That's a cool little cycling path.
Yeah, man, it's cool.
I
But-
cross that sometimes going over, is it Lincoln or
Yes.
Centinela? One
Yeah.
of those streets I cross that.
Yeah. Yeah. No, it's cool. So what was more important about this? I want to tell you what the benefits are so you can understand why I do more writing. And because, when you go read, you go, oh, wow, I didn't know this was happening. Health benefits, regular cycling. It says mainly it's an aerobic activity, which means that your heart, blood vessels, and lungs are all getting a workout. You will breathe deeper, perspire, and experience increased body temperature will improve your overall fitness. Increased cardiovascular fitness, increased muscle strength and flexibility, improved joint mobility, decreased stress levels, improved posture and coordination. So, why is it my choice? Because I realized can't play basketball the same way. Joints take too much of a pounding. Football is just out of the question. Baseball takes too many people. Soccer, just forget about it. So swimming to me was the next thing. Mario swam for a long time. He says I had enough. Pool's gone.
And let all the water out the pool.
Water out the pool.
God damn
It's
it.
gone.
I hated that pool. I hated the pool. Hated it.
Let all the water out the
Yeah,
pool.
that ever since my father, he ruined it for me.
Yeah, but
He ruined, Dad, you
I can
ruined the
see
pool.
I can see you pulling up all the grass because you didn't want to cut the grass no more. Let the
And he
water
was-
out
I
the
can afford
pool.
that. I did. And I kept the
In
pool for
LA.
years.
Yeah.
Let the
Just-
water out the pool.
I kept the pool for years just to have cutie pies sit on the side of it, trying to keep their hair dry.
Well, that's a great reason to have
That
a
was.
pool.
It was good. We milked it, right, Vic?
Yes, absolutely.
We had swimming parties
Absolutely.
where black women absolutely would not get in the pool.
Lord, have
They would
mercy.
sit on the edge of the pool. They
Right.
would not get in the pool.
Right.
Because their hair, they go frizzy. Zzz, their hair go crazy in a second. So we learned that.
That's right. And everybody finds their therapy. Vanessa Reed, who you saw mowing her lawn, believe it or not, she loves doing it because she says it's therapeutic.
It looks
can't
fun.
wait.
It looks fun.
There's another thing women like, those deer lawnmowers.
Those vibrating seat. You might like it. You ought to go. You might have a new
The
friend
girls
too.
Really like that.
It just
Like
the
riding
whole
guys,
ride.
it
Pointing
just
horses.
tailors into the same canal. It won't, no matter
like
where it goes.
controlling
it can come
something
from outer
between your
space,
legs.
underground.
Morning coffee. And
It goes to
joy.
the same canal.
Let's be true about this shit. A motorcycle, a lawnmower.
They want something
I
powerful
used to-
between their legs.
You know what I used to do at Howard? I
Is
used
it-
to tell
is
the
it-
girls to sit on the bass speaker.
You know what?
That's what
And I would
Howard
talk-
taught you.
And I would talk
That's-
at WHBC.
And you would then talk.
I would-
Hey, baby, can you feel my
I'd be on the
vibration?
air. I'd be on the air from 12 midnight to 6 in the morning, and I'd tell all the girls in the dorm, cut your bass up and sit on your speaker.
Man, you. So you've been nasty a long time, ladies and gentlemen.
Wait a minute.
You've been nasty a long time.
Okay.
You can't help it. So we trying to rediscover
Right.
our nastiness. Me, Omari, Vic never left his. So Omari and I, we're trying to rediscover nastiness.
No,
'Cause,
no, wait a minute. Now,
I'm like a spaded cat. You
No.
know? I go outside, I forget why I'm out there.
now, I found something interesting to transition to this next diagram. I wonder why I missed this and why it was so important. So I want to find out, did you fellas do this? You did ride on dates. Did you stop between the red and green lights and give her a kiss? Yes or no?
I grabbed her ass.
But no kissing.
Man, it was that. The ass was.
I'm sorry, man. God damn it. I did the same thing Mario was doing.
You know what,
grabbed
you
that-
guys
I
are
was-
And
terrible.
we didn't bike in these kind of clothes. What kind of clothes is this for biking?
Wait a minute.
I mean, what kind of
Wait a minute.
the
Listen.
wrong clothes? They got on like full
Now,
outfits.
now read what she's saying. Damn, another red light.
And he said, yep.
Green means go, right?
Yep.
So, did we not follow through with the opportunity?
Nobody told me this.
Well, I just think, see, the cartoonist has a different culture with what he would do at a stoplight.
Yeah, it looks like they're Indian.
If I had a picture, no, that's the helmets.
Oh, that
If
a
I
helmet?
had
Okay.
Yeah, because if I drew that cartoon, it would be a picture of me
Okay.
smacking her on the behind or something, rubbing her.
Misogynistic shit.
You guys are in a different space.
That's okay, women.
Come on,
Come get
but-
Omari.
That would be my woman, and that would be okay for me to do that.
Oh, okay, I got
Oh,
it. He would
my
have
goodness.
butt tapping
I mean,
permission.
I don't just ride randomly with any
Right, and
chick.
I would. We don't.
As
when
much
we,
as I would like to, I
if we
don't do
touch
that.
an ass, we've been invited to touch the
That's right.
ass.
It's not.
They've been
I'm-
like, "Would you touch my ass?" I said,
just,
"Okay."
I'm just apologizing.
I will.
I was trying to impart that
God,
my
jeez.
ethos is about health, wellness, and everything
Oh,
else.
you was
Somehow it gets pulled down into the deck dungeon.
I'm saying,
Well,
I'm
we're
sorry.
talking about a healthy relationship.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cycling.
Okay.
Cycling couple.
And while
Okay.
you cycling in pants, khakis,
Not
and a
that.
full outfit,
That ain't
Okay.
even
and
sexy.
then with a
If I rolled up
and
on
a
somebody
down
looking like
jacket.
that, I'd keep going. I'd
Okay.
run
Yeah.
the red
I'm,
light.
okay, here's
and look
the
at
next.
this woman too. They dressed alike.
Here's the next. If you
That's what I'm saying. I'd run the
if
red
you
light.
saw this next woman riding, would you try to catch up or would you try to stay back?
She could be crazy.
She looks a little
She's
intense.
cute. Yeah, so
She looks a little
that could be
intense.
some crazy shit.
That's the
right
kind
there.
you wake up in the
Yeah.
night
You know
and they
what?
staring
You
at
guys
you.
That
have
could be
nothing
some
good
They
crazy
to
staring
shit
at you.
right
You
there.
wake up
But
and
yeah,
they're
I
like-
would try to catch it. But I'm just saying.
Right. But would you introduce yourself?
I'd pull up alongside and say, "Pull over,
Okay, Mari.
pull over." That's too many patterns in one outfit.
She's cute. She's cute.
And notice,
And you got the big hair. She got the big hair. You know, I like the big hair. You never know what's
And
in
she
there.
got-
Might find some
So
spiders.
she's cute because those boots have heels on them.
you
I'm
know
saying
what?
she biking in boots. She got
Yeah,
the
with
outfit.
heels on, so she's gonna
She
jump
got
off
like
the
two
bike
different patterns.
and be fly.
And then she got a basket on the front with nothing in it. But she
I
want to
see.
carry the purse
Right.
around her body
Okay.
where she got the basket.
See, I don't care about any of that because I like that.
I just want to know if she found these spiders in that hair.
Well, while they're marinating over this,
the
I'm
afro.
gonna give some facts. You guys keep going. Myth one: women don't like bikes. 82% of American women have a positive view of bicyclists.
But only 1% bike.
Now, wait a minute. I got it. Myth 2. Women aren't concerned about biking in their communities. 2/3 of American women agree my community would be a better place to live if biking were safer and more comfortable.
2/3.
And even though still 1% actually bike.
Right.
So,
Okay,
yes.
myth number 3.
They lying.
Women are just a small niche market. 60% of bicycle owners aged 17 to 28 are women.
With only 1% of the population
Yeah.
doing
Like-
it, there's nothing but up.
Look, Mario has no encouragement.
There's nowhere but up. We ought to go into biking. If we, that means we have a chance, Omari. Vic can start the bike club.
So listen,
Vic, we had a
the
chance.
guy that
All right.
grew up next door to me, we used to call him Snorkel.
There we go. Hey, listen.
And so
That can mean a bunch of things.
Well,
Omari.
I used to always ask his brother, why you call him Snorkel? And he said, you don't know what a snorkel is? I said, no. He said, that's a guy that goes around and sniffs women's bicycle seat. I said, Alvin does that?
How did
I
we
want
get
you
here?
to know
That picture?
we invited Omari here.
I'd rather talk about politics.
We invited Omari.
Snorkel.
I don't
As
know,
you
I-
can see, he has his
this
own
is-
particular flavor.
I can't win.
And I just want you to know that's not all black men,
Okay,
ladies and
you know what?
gentlemen.
I-
Just the ones who come over here.
I'm pressing
Is
the
this not
emergency
shock
button.
radio?
No. What we need in here, we got too much manpower. We need a woman in here to kind of level things off because y'all out of control.
Okay, that would change the
All right. Now,
conversation.
wait a minute. I got to get on the exit.
My date's coming.
I got to get on the exit because this one's going to take probably a few few minutes. All right. It's a simple question, you guys. Biggest disappointment based on early season projections when you see what's about to happen here. We know the Nets are probably going to lose in this first round, and we know the Lakers never got in there. I'm a Lakers fan. I'm not telling you anything else. I'm staying with it. Based on early season projections, which team is the biggest disappointment? And even if Brooklyn loses and gets swept, what's the bigger disappointment based on early season projections?
I don't know what the projections. I know my projections. The Lakers are the biggest disappointment. They're like they didn't get anywhere.
Yeah.
They didn't go anywhere. How could you like? I'm like, come on, you guys. No offense. Brooklyn is also a disappointment too. They're in shock. Kevin Durant's in shock.
Yeah.
It's a changing of the guard. Kyrie, they're in shock. Even Harden, I think it's a changing of the guard.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Andre Drummond looking bad in the last game. They had to take him out and put in
Right.
Blake.
And Blake was out of oxygen.
And
Okay.
Blake, and he still was hustling his
Yeah.
ass off while he was
Right.
out of oxygen. No, but the Lakers, come on.
Yeah.
The Lakers didn't even look coached.
Well, and here's the
Okay.
thing. I left the picture up with James because that was the early season that if this happens, where they're going to go, they're going to dominate. They're going to run away with it. Now they're one game away from Jason Tatum being the man and not Kevin Durant. I'm not going to get into
They're
all
gonna get
the factors.
swept.
The game is tonight. So we're going to find out. By the time this video is posted, we'll know the results, of course. But I would say easily Lakers because no one even thought that they would not be in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah.
No one thought that.
First time LeBron
Yeah.
has not been in the playoffs in his entire career.
Yeah.
First time.
He commented on that, too.
Yes, he did. He says his exact words, this feels like shit. This will never happen again. Here's the question. Not too much flexibility. Will they make it into the playoffs, not as a play-in, but as a 1 through 7 seed, anywhere in there next year? What do you think?
They're going to have to make some serious moves because
Well, I don't see how they can. From what I understand, they're going to have a lot of trouble unloading Westbrook.
Right.
So that's for one, if they're trying to. So if they are forced to keep Westbrook, then they have to kind of, to me, fundamentally change their offense. See, that's part of the problem. They're switching. When you run Russell Westbrook as your point, that's a certain kind of offense, period.
I think they're going to have to definitely bring in a solid coach.
Well, who's going to take charge?
Yes.
So then
If
you
you're gonna
only
coach that team.
someone that LeBron and them respect. So that's only, well, let's put it like this: it may not be as bad as I make it sound, because there were people that LeBron did work with, Tyronn Lue,
I keep saying that the search isn't that difficult for a coach. I would.
I know who you were saying, but you've been saying that unpopular choice.
They won't.
The unpopular choice. I guess it is unpopular because they won't hire him.
Well, remember,
Byron Scott, go to say it.
Yeah,
Take
Byron
credit.
Scott. I love Byron Scott.
He wants Byron Scott to be the coach of the Lakers.
Yeah.
well, let me say this. He's been out of coaching for a while, right?
Okay.
The other thing is, other coaches were considered. They just were going to have their hands tied almost on everything. So that means you're being set up. Either way, you're basically going.
See,
I can't
Byron
do anything.
probably wouldn't take the job because the last time he took the job with the Lakers was that last year with Kobe, and he didn't get to coach that team.
No.
They wouldn't let him coach.
No, because
Well, every game was a Kobe farewell.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there's no coaching.
yeah. No, this one is easy. We are learning about the management around the Lakers. They want absolute control. They want to pull the strings on everything. They don't want nobody coming in a la Phil Jackson. That's not happening. My ethos. I'm done, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
Great show.
Victor Allen's Ethos.
I love that picture.
Wow, Victor Allen's Ethos. You know, while we're sitting here, things continue to happen. And I think I've got to at least acknowledge those in the minute or so that we have left. Just want to acknowledge some of the things that are actually happening right at this moment. Ladies and gentlemen, time for the good news, the bad news, and the other shit. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, the good news, the bad news, and the other shit. Let me just tell you things coming across my desk just as we speak. I'm trying to get the news announcements. According to announcements coming across my desk, Trump has now been held in contempt of court for failing to turn over the documents. Let's see if we can get. That's right. A judge holds former President Trump in civil contempt for failing to produce documents to New York. So it's going to a head for failing to comply with the subpoena.
So what does that mean? They're going to arrest him? No.
We're going to see what it means. You know, he's already proven like he is above the law.
They didn't impeach him. They impeached him. But
Yeah,
didn't impeach him.
he's proven he is above the law, so that's part of it. We got to also acknowledge the election in France where Macron won, again, the re-election over, was it Le Pen? Right-wing folks, right-wing movements are the word around the world right now. And you have the things going on in France, you have the things going on in Germany, and also in the UK, United Kingdom. So things are happening still, because ever since Trump, right-wingers, racists, bigots, white nationalists, they all are feeling empowered. And this is what's going on.
So did a right winger win in France?
No, Macron, thank God, even though it's very much acknowledged that there's a strong right-wing movement, much like we have here in the U.S., where Biden has won, but again, he's not in the status. Now, let me comment on that. Part of the reason why Biden is facing the problem is that he's actually satisfied no one. I've alluded to this previously because Biden's always been a person who seeks no confrontation. And part of the issue with him being the presidential candidate was that he was always going to be soft. Well, he's soft now. He's soft. And so he's satisfied no one. When it comes to the left, which is what got him elected, he's been notoriously poor. In fact, the only thing he's done anything at first was the response to the COVID pandemic. Now, looking at that, they failed to advance that. There's still no national policies. There's a failure to actually try to have a national policy because Biden is afraid to confront any of the states on anything. So there we go, headed into, and all they're talking about is the mid-cycle elections that are coming up now, and that the Democrats. And I'm not a Democrat; I'm an independent. But this is why I'm not a Democrat. They're doing a lousy job and expecting people to support them. They're doing a lousy job. COVID, they're now slipping to. They're not doing any better job they are doing a better job of informing you than Trump did, but just barely. And there's still no national organization to combat epidemics. That's ridiculous planning. There's no disaster planning for the national. None of that. Just ridiculous planning. And this is why Biden is facing this crisis. Okay? But keep that all in mind as we move forward, because Biden's failure to respond, his unwillingness to confront Trump. Imagine had he announced upon taking office that he was going to make sure he was going to hold Trump accountable. That would have been a whole different thing.
You got to have balls to say something like
Merrick Garland, who runs the Department of Justice, has failed to do anything. Yeah. They should have had 3,000, 4,000. Had they been black, they would have found them and all their family that donated $15 to the trip, and they would have prosecuted all them. So Merrick Garland, this is the man the Democrats were planning for the Supreme Court, this sorry piece of shit, okay, who's doing nothing at the Department of Justice. Give me a break.
So can I just say two things right here? See, what's going on in France is, I don't know, France is fucking African countries out of billions of dollars every year. Why don't they stop doing that? And why don't the United States take care of black people here?
Why won't they take care of Puerto Rico? There's the historical perspectives. Exactly.
Haiti, all of these places. So I'm glad to hear you didn't claim any political alliances, because I think that's just like claiming a religion. You get caught up in the dogma and you can't stand for any kind of principles other than that dogma.
Yeah, I think that's the mistake that black folks have done with the party.
Hallelujah.
That's the problem. They're still not being represented. They got this happening right now. Now, let me tell you other things to pay attention to around the world. Right now, China has entered into a major lockdown. I mean, let me tell you, this is an authoritarian country. They put up fences to keep people inside apartment complexes.
Yeah, did you see the fleet of drones?
They have security on the streets, checking people. You go out, they don't care whether you mask or not. They want to know why you out.
When I saw those drones, you know what I thought? I said, damn, if some shit go down, Mario's got enough drones to warn everybody in View Park.
He just busted you out.
I do. And we also have an FM transmitter. We have an FM transmitter here that in case of emergency, I'm prepared to go live on FM.
Well, you know, I wanted to say, I didn't want to come out and say that shit, but I am planning a pirate radio station.
Oh, he's planning on breaking the law again. All these Howardites. That's what they do. That's what they do.
We have to give the people a voice.
Well, okay.
See, that could be a whole different subject.
That is a whole different
That's
subject.
a whole different subject. I'm leaving that one alone.
But I want you to know, so be aware.
I'm getting them stirred up.
Yeah.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
So be aware, everyone. That's what's going on. And be aware. Watch the president, and let's see what he doesn't do.
That was some great commentary.
Once again.
Absolutely.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the good news. The bad news. All right, I'm tempted once again to go with the long exit, because that's the way we do sometimes here, because we like you to dance on the way out. Think of Omari Bakari. Next time we're gonna have the staff in their thongs. Yeah, we want to make sure you can have it as an appetite suppressant. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see you next time. Let me grab my guitar. Because that's the way I feel.
First off, I'm not your regular dude. I bust moves like a young MC. Yeah, sorta, that would be me. I be thinking about putting down the mic one day, then I get some more love. Thanks for the love you gotta play. Hey, what can I say? I'm a Leo to the finish, man. I love God, so my faith won't diminish me. Once I step up to the mic, I speak truth. Hip-hop wasn't designed to expose the black youth, but somewhere along the lines, we dropped the ball again. I mean that man in the mirror, yeah, that ball dude. But now I'm back to right the wrongs of my past world. So let me walk this off my list like my name's Earl. Articulate my thoughts clearly like Professor Les. Do you remember Rap City with Deja and Les? I'm looking at the front door, bless the main source. You're full yet, wait till I hit you with the main course. I was spitting when you was a kid, you doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. I was spitting when you was a kid, you doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. Shit alone. You like my raps, but really I write songs. I like to do it like this once in a while to show some versatility and make you all smile. It's been a long time coming, I know, I feel it too. The more I take a break, it's like the more I break through. With my timeless space boy funk, I'm on point. You bless this microphone every time I anoint the pen and pad. I face the bad head on. Escape inside the music, see my diary's a song. It's on till I write my next verse, then I go again into the studio. I feel I gotta flow again. This ain't just music to me, it's like my recipe. To be honest, it's more creative tranquility. This ain't just music to me, it's like my recipe. To be honest, it's more creative tranquility. I was spitting when you was a kid, you doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. I was spitting when you was a kid, you doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. They say they get me, I don't think they ever got me. My name's Kowalski, but they call me Kawasaki. Online I'm funds, but in real life I'm more like Chachi or Cola. I told you, I'm funky like granola. Bars, can't you see that I'm a star? Who pumps his own gas in the cold really fast? As I pass on your gold digging stash. I'd rather make my own money, not advance me loan money. No, I was spitting when you was a kid. You doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. I was spitting when you was a kid. You doing what I did, you know I still got it. Why you brag about it? I be on the solo, making my money's grow residual. I'm individual, nobody's got my DNA. So there you go. Nobody's got my DNA. Nobody's got my DNA. Nobody's got my DNA.
Yes, thank you. Alexa, begin playlist, broadcast transition.
Your playlist, broadcast transition, on Amazon Music.
See ya.
And this time